This week on PureFly NZ, we're taking a helicopter ride deep into the Kaimanawa Ranges in the central North Island. The Kaimanawas are home to dozens of epic backcountry rivers that are famous for clear water and big rainbow trout. Joining the adventure this week are Gisborne angler and New Zealand fly fishing team member Cory and his good mate Chris Sharland, who has made the trip down from Auckland. The boys have chosen to fly with Helisika. Their hangar is located at the foothills of the mountain range, which opens up a number of different options. The only potential spanner in the works is an ominous weather bomb that is bearing down on the North Island.
Well, I've got this great little spot in the upper river, awesome rainbows, and it's got a hut there so you can overnight there. So what we'll do is we'll drop your gear off there, then I'll drop you down the river a bit further. You can fish up to the hut on the first day, and tomorrow you can fish up above the hut.
Could we come out Sunday?
The weather's looking pretty dodgy on Sunday.
Okay. Yep.
It's a big bit of a weather bomb coming, so Saturday night will probably have to be the pickup time.
Looks like we'll have to make the most of it.
2 days is better than no days.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Cool.
Let's go.
Excellent.
You still get amazed every day at the view?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the country, that's for sure.
Well, we're here in the headwaters of iconic Kaimanawa fishery. It's a pleasure to be here because it's something that we've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, and it's just amazing. We've got perfect conditions and you can hear the cicadas going, so just frothing on getting out there.
Yeah, like you say, it is an iconic place and a place I've always dreamed of coming, and today dreams come true.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, well, we'll just rig up and have a crack.
When sight fishing in backcountry rivers, it's only practical for one person to fish at a time. So a bit of the old rock, paper, scissors is the go-to for sorting out who goes first.
Ah! Boom. So we're literally 10 metres from the chopper. Start heading around to this big pool and Cory gives us the old stop. There's a fish sitting in this dark shadow. We wouldn't have been able to pick him up until you're right on top of him.
He's sitting in pretty calm water, so let's just see if he's active.
Oh, don't talk it down. New Zealand champion.
Throw one of these down the throat.
Oh yeah, he'll love it. All right. Yes, boy. Good work. We're going to go for a quick net here. Ha! Good. Sort of on the board.
Ah. No, I don't do bad knots. Do you?
I don't know.
A fisherman that'll admit to doing a bad knot.
Chris Dorr does great knots. He's the knot king.
Great knots.
Yeah.
Right.
It's my turn now. I'm on point, so I'm just going to work my way through the pool here and try and find a fish and see if I can seduce it with a cicada. I can definitely see a couple of shadows up there. Yeah. I think there's 2 fish up there.
Yeah, I think there's a fish at the back. It could be the swirls coming off. I'll get a higher vantage point for you and spot for you. At the bottom of that swirl there, just feeding off where it comes into the white.
Yeah, I can see it.
He's swinging. There's 2 fish.
I think there's another one over to the right.
There's another fish in the left-hand little bay there coming up. They're both bloody good fish. Beautiful. Come on up, boys, come on up.
So he's obviously not looking at the top. We've run the cicada over him a few times and he's not eating that. So he's obviously on the nymphs. So if we put a dropper off the cicada, sort of 5 or 6 feet, hope that will get down to him and he'll eat that.
Having a look? No.
Oh, I've tried a few different things there, but yeah, he's a bit all over the show, and I think a couple of bung casts might have turned him off the feed, so I guess we'll just have to keep moving up and see what we can find.
While it seems there are plenty of fish around, the long, dry summer has the river running very low and clear, resulting in fish that are extremely wary and quite easily spooked. So the lads are going to need to pick up their game if they want to start landing a few.
Yeah, this guy's coming back for a look, get up close and personal. As long as I can stay low, hopefully he won't see me. He's turning. Just wait till he moves up a bit.
Oh, savage.
I just thought I'd try and dap one on top of him. I don't think he liked the surface. Changing the surface is the slow water. Anything that happens up there he's going to see, so yeah, need to get him to relax. Saw his mouth open.
I think he's well and truly done now. He's gone under the log.
It's quite difficult at the moment. As you could probably tell, there's water's moving quite slowly on the tail outs, and that seems to be where the fish are sitting. So trying to get a fly naturally in front of them at the moment is very difficult. They're not feeding aggressively, they're not feeding off the top, they're just cruising.
You don't like that fly? Oh, smacked him on the face. He's spooked, mate. There's one down the back there.
Just trying to keep below these trees, and I keep throwing a tailing loop on it.
Geez, the eyes are stinging, eh, from just intense focus like fishing all day.
I know, I'm over it.
The boys have put in a huge day, covering over 6 kilometres of river, but despite trying all the tricks in the book, still can't bank a fish. And with the weather bomb en route, pressure is building to get one on the board.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, no.
He took that and spat it. Spat it straight away. Oh, mate, I'm gutted. First opportunity all day, bank a fish, and just ripped the nymph straight out of its mouth. I think we should just push on one more pull, one more corner. There's got to be another chance. I've just spied a rainbow feeding up here in the head of this pool. But what's been happening all day is we've been spooking fish. We're just going to leave the camera and Chris back a bit, and I'm going to sneak on up there and put a little bit of commando effort in, a bit of stealth. Yep, fish on. Oh, pressure's on, my heart's beating, mate.
Tell.
How many hours is that? We've gone down on tippet size all day long, and
Yep.
finally fishing pretty light, and we get a fish. So this is the danger part of the fight, where we could just ping it.
Yeah!
Oh, the relief. What a magic fish after a long, tough day. Started on this river, 10, 11 hours ago, and it's been a long, hard day with no fish landed, a few takes. It's a beautiful rainbow, all rainbows up in the system, and you can tell by the pink, reedy flank. It's a cracker fish. Ends a tough day in a magic way. And what a big day, eh, mate? Geez, can't wait to get back, get these boots off and crack a beer.
Yesterday was particularly tough. We put in about 10 hours of pretty hard fishing for 2 hookups and one near miss, all in the skinny water. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, pretty frustrating day all round. I'll be having the hardest days I've ever experienced in the backcountry in New Zealand. They'd be turned, they weren't even in your field of vision. And you just lift your rod tip just to do a roll cast. Unbelievable.
I always wondered, do you think electronics and like radio mics would ever have anything to do with
it's
that?
absolutely your camera's fault. I think today we've got to take a different approach. We learned a lot from yesterday, and
We saw a lot of fish yesterday, some really big ones in there. They all seemed pretty uncatchable though, by the way they were sitting in the water, and trying to get in close to them was very, very difficult.
yeah, don't get big by being stupid, do they?
No, they don't. Look at you.
Yeah.
Spirits remain high amongst the boys, and the first item on the agenda is to revisit the stretch of river where Cory narrowly missed a good fish the day before. Trout are highly resident fish and will often remain in the same stretch of river for months on end.
Good looking spot.
Whereabouts was he sitting yesterday?
Just in off that. Yeah, there he is. He's there again. He's back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, baby. Residente.
We found his home. All right, well, I guess it's up to you to go and have a crack, see if you can make that Scott radium work for you.
Bit nervous. First cast and all.
Oh, I'm sure it'll do the trick fine.
I'm also very wary about the noise of moving any gravel here, which put the fish down yesterday. I'm just going to take it easy, move into position. Probably got one shot at this because there's a little stick sitting up behind his tail. And if he doesn't take on the first drift, I'm going to hook that stick. Yeah, it's taking the dry.
Nice work.
Yeah. Payback time from last night. I'm gonna go on.
You got him.
Yeah.
Starting the day right.
Oh, sweet revenge. The fish that I missed last night, I tore the nymph straight out of his gob. Came back this morning, today's another day. There he was feeding in the same lie. My heart was thumping. First cast with the radium, dropped the dry right on his nose. The rest is history. Beautiful.
With Cory exacting his revenge, the boys now concentrate on trying to get Chris onto his first fish for the trip.
Nice. Whoa, he's not happy. No happy camper. Stunning fish, nice and thick.
No, where are you off to? Oh, God!
Often the way with fish that don't get fished to, you know. They're wiser than the fish that get hammered all the time. Very aware of their surroundings.
Woo, and they're off.
Fish on the black rock.
Yeah, oh, they've spooked every time. Over it.
The frustration of 2 fishless days is finally wearing Chris down, but luckily, you can always rely on Cory to lighten the mood.
Oh, yuck. Oh, no. Oh.
What?
Well, it looks like we've come about 6 k's from the hut this morning, and as expected, the water's gotten pretty skinny and the fishing's gotten pretty hard. There's still a few fish dotted around, but I think it's time we pull the pin, and Heli's due in about 15 minutes anyway, so I think that's it for us.
How'd you guys going there last couple of days? Bowling clear and there's just plenty of fish around, but just couldn't get anything to eat, unfortunately. Those are the breaks, and that's the challenge of it, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a gorgeous river and a lovely place to be for a couple of days anyway. The good news is we've that weather bomb that was meant to be coming in has been postponed a couple of days, so we've got another option for you tomorrow if you're interested.
Yeah, well, of course we're interested, mate, but we'll have to put a few phone calls out there. After all, tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow then probably.
For sure.
G'day, I'm Hamish Carnahan from Wellington Fish and Game. Just want to take a little moment to talk about backcountry fisheries. These wilderness fisheries are the epitome of fishing in New Zealand, really. I guess the important thing to remember is that they're also very vulnerable. They're very prone to pressures like overfishing, and the trout are very sensitive too. So there's a number of things we can do. We want to be careful about how we handle fish if we're planning to release them. We want to consider putting the large ones back so that they can go on and reproduce, and hopefully we end up with more trophy-sized fish in our fisheries. And also think about other anglers as well when you're up there. It's really bad form to jump in front or jump on top of other parties that are there before you. Sometimes, you know, these issues can be resolved by just talking to the other parties and setting out certain beats of water that you can both fish so that no one loses out, you both have a good day up there and everyone goes away happy. Don't forget that a number of fishing game regions have special backcountry fisheries that you'll need to get a backcountry licence endorsement for. Go onto the website at www.fishandgame.org.nz to find out more.
Here we are, day 3, gluttons for punishment, back again, another river, another catchment, another chopper ride. But a beautiful setting, in stark contrast to the last few days where we've had crystal clear low conditions and a warm river. Today we find overnight thunderstorms have brought this river up. It's coloured, it's running a little higher, but it looks like a magic fishery.
She's a bit murky. We've just got a little bit of likely looking water here. We'll just run a couple through it. There's no shame in doing a little bit of blind fishing to try and get a couple of fish on the board. I mean, while the water's murky like this, we may as well give it a nudge. So looks like good holding water. We'll see what happens. Yep. Oh, yes, we're in.
Nice. Good fish, buddy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He's on the board. How's the heart, mate?
Just worried about those knots now. He's into the logs there, so I might be in a bit of trouble here. Just going to try and side strain him out and hopefully he hits the wrap and back down.
Okay, time to get down and dirty.
All right, heading back down.
Here we go again. You're on the board.
That's a win.
Woo.
Happy man.
Well done, mate.
Thank you very much, Cory. Really appreciate the netting. It's just nice to have the pressure off of this guy. It's a beautiful classic North Island fighting fit rainbow. I'd say 3.5 pounds, but fought like a 6-pounder. The water's a bit dirty, so we're fishing with slightly heavier nymphs, and it was really good to see the indicator shoot sideways and know that there was a reasonable fish there. Kicked the day off well. We've got a good day ahead of us, hopefully.
Yes. Oh, donkey. What a donkey. Beauty. First brownie of the trip.
That makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, boy.
Most appreciated. That's a beautiful looking fish too. First brownie we've encountered. We heard there'll be a few in here. They'll probably hopefully account for the slightly bigger fish. He was just sitting in the slack water as brownies tend to do. They're lazy feeders, they'll just hang out. So yeah, I figured put one over the side there and just see what happened, and lo and behold, he ate it. It's a beautiful looking fish, so that really that tops it off for me now. Very happy.
With a change of river and changing conditions, the boys are finally experiencing some classic backcountry fishing. Chris is using a technique called indicator nymphing, where his 2 weighted nymphs float below a bright yellow indicator. Chris has to constantly mend his line so that the nymphs drift naturally down the river. Cory's using an advanced technique called check nymphing.
Oh, there's a fish.
Yee-hoo! Just like that.
Yes.
Good man.
Seen him swing too, seen him come up to the surface almost. Hey.
Is it a brownie?
No, he's a rainbow. He's got a bit of stick.
Check nymphing was developed and perfected by the Eastern Europeans. It is extremely effective in rivers with big boulders and lots of pocket water. Those types of rivers are prevalent throughout the North Island.
We're just looking for any subtle pickup of the line like that. For me, the method that's been killing it today is what's commonly known as check nymphing. So let's touch on the gear. Quite commonly 10-foot rods are used. I like to use a 10-foot rod as we can reach across the currents and get into pockets without getting any drag from weird currents that are in between us and the flies. So this rod is my favourite backcountry rod. Airflow SLN 10-foot 4.5 combined with a Airflow SLN Master fly line. Now this fly line is super skinny, so what this enables is to eliminate any drag which will pull the flies towards us. 2 flies, the heaviest on the point, and about 60-70 centimetres above that a smaller fly. About a 6-foot leader section to a piece of what's called bicolour. It's just an opaque dyed monofilament, and that is your strike indicator. And what makes it effective on a river like this and a lot of other rivers of similar structure, we can drop it into the holes, we can animate it through, we can lift it, and that's why it's also known as dynamic nymphing. Invertebrates move. They're scurrying on the bottom when they're emerging, they're coming up. So we're imitating that.
It is amazing how the tension and the self-imposed pressure to succeed during a backcountry mission evaporates once a few good fish hit the net. It allows you to enjoy these trips for what they really are. Great adventures in pristine wilderness with good mates. We should never take for granted just how lucky we are as New Zealanders to have this kind of country at our doorstep. The team has experienced firsthand one of backcountry fishing's truisms. Just because the river is remote doesn't guarantee it'll fire every day, but equally, every fishery will fire on its day, so persistence is vital for success. When you're fishing in what is widely considered to be the best fly fishery in the world, you'd be mad to compromise on quality, which is why PureFly NZ has chosen to partner with these great companies. You can rely on their products to deliver the goods for you on your next adventure.